So in this SUPboarder video, we're going to be looking at the newest SUP pumps to come out from the biggest SUP pump manufacturer, Bravo. Bravo have been making SUP pumps and pumps for inflatable boats since before paddleboards, and definitely inflatable paddleboards, were invented. So they've got a huge amount of experience about how to pump things up, and most of you out there have probably already got or used Bravo pumps. These three pumps, the big Skywater, the tiny Nano, and the Super pump, are the three newest pumps from Bravo. Now, all of you will already have pumps with your inflatable SUPs, but a lot of you are asking about what pumps to upgrade to. For instance, maybe you've bought a cheaper based iSUP, and actually the pump really isn't very good at all. A lot of you are looking at upgrading your pumps and buying aftermarket pumps, and that's where videos like this really do come in. So the three pumps we're going to look at are all very different, but they have got some very common features that Bravo have built into these pumps. All these pumps are two-way pumps, which means you can pump on the upstroke and on the downstroke, and then when the pressure builds up and you're struggling to pull the pump up, you can switch the valve over and just pump on the downstroke, which then makes it way easier. All three of them feel very solidly well made and have nice hoses. This is something that's very different from cheaper price point packages. Sometimes the pumps aren't as good. If you get a Bravo pump with that package, you know it's going to be good quality. All three of the pumps have got the same oval hand grip on the top, which is very comfortable to use, and they also unscrew the top sections so you can make the top of the handle smaller, which is great for packing up. And they're also labelled up with a right hand thread and a left hand thread, so you can't get those two ends mixed up. The footplate on the Skywater and the Nano also fold up, which then makes it easier again to transport. The screw threads on the hoses of all three pumps are nice and big, but especially on the Skywater and the Super, the actual way that the pump fits in and the larger screw thread makes it very easy, and you can't really cross thread this plastic unit as you could do on some other cheaper base pumps. And on the Skywater and the Super, the beauty about where the attachment is actually on the pump base itself. Therefore, when you're pumping up and down, the hose isn't stuck to your handles, and it makes it very easy to pump up and down and doesn't get in the way, and also it doesn't loosen the thread on the board or the pump because it's moving. Because of the Nano being way smaller, they've had to attach the pump hose onto the more traditional place, which is at the top of the handle. All three of the pumps can inflate and deflate, which is actually a really handy thing to have. If you want to pump your iSUP down really small, get it into the bag really tight, maybe if you're going traveling on an airplane, using the deflate and sucking all that air out, really getting the air out, really makes a difference to packing that board down. All three of the pumps have nice and easy to read pressure dials on top of the pumps, and something I really like, they've got a patented system so you can unscrew the bottom of the pump and then put your grease in, keep it nicely maintained, and then screw the bottom back on. Very easy to do, gives you very quick access to where you need to maintain your pump to keep it working in tip-top shape. But for us, the biggest thing really is the weight of these pumps. They're very lightweight pumps, so if you're going to transport them, you're not going to be carrying too much weight in the pump in the bag. So a little bit more information about these pumps separately and who we think they'll be best suited for. The Skywater is definitely the biggest pump, and it's going to get the largest amount of air in your board, but really it's probably more designed for kite surfing or pumping up other inflatable crafts, because it only has a maximum pressure of 14.5 psi, but it is still a two-way pump, and it does come with extra different attachments to do that. If you're looking for an inflatable SUP pump, the Super is the one you want to look at. It's very easy to pull the pump up and down if it's on a one-way or two-way. The reason I say that is sometimes even if your pump is set onto the one-way system, which is where you're just putting the air in when you're pushing down, sometimes when you're pulling the pump up, it can give you a bit of fatigue because there's quite a bit of friction there on the upstroke. The Super is the easiest pump we've ever used on the downstroke and the upstroke, so the recovery of the pumping is very quick. We're going to do some more tests with the Super compared to other pumps on the market, so look out for that video soon. And also the PSI pressure of the Super goes up to 29 PSI. It's also a very high pressure pump as well. Now, without a doubt, most of you are going to be looking at the Super, there's no doubt about it, but the Nano is a really neat little pump. Still pumps up to 29 PSI, incredibly small. When the base plate folds up and the sides are off the handle, you're talking about a tiny pump that can still push a huge amount of pressure. If you are into touring or traveling with your iSUP and you want to have a pump that doesn't take up much space, you could use this, put it on the front of your board when you're touring and cruising. It would really make a difference to the amount of overall weight you're going to have to carry and the amount of size of stuff you're going to have to carry as well. If you're looking to go iSUP touring or go on a holiday and you're going to pump your board up once in that week, then this is the sort of pump you want to be taking. So there we go, there's a little pump overview about the new pumps that you're going to see coming out in some board packages this year and are also available to buy separately online. Pumping is definitely getting easier and easier for sure, and the Italian-based brand Bravo is definitely still leading the way when it comes to giving you a large selection of different style pumps to get you on the water.